Recreational marijuana in Arizona. The effort to legalize it for adults firing up once again.
Advocates now have 1 year to get the signatures needed to get this issue on the 2020 ballot. It just barely failed in 2016.
ABC 15 investigator Sonu Wasu joins us with an in-depth look at this renewed push and what's different this time.
I'm told the effort you'll see this time around will be well organized, well financed, and better prepared to tackle issues that had many Arizona voters hesitant to vote yes in 2016.
Medicine or devil's weed? It is a plant that has been rooted in controversy. So far, at least 9 states have legalized the adult use of marijuana. Dozens more, like Arizona, have been testing the waters by giving those with medical cards access to cannabis. The first baby step that advocates feel has been important in changing attitudes towards pot.
The sky has not fallen. Everything is okay. No one's forcing or encouraging your children to use marijuana.
But pro-pot advocates also realize that alone is not enough to sway Arizona voters who had doubts in 2016. They'll be fighting many of the same groups who helped defeat the initiative known as Prop 205 in 2016. One of them is the conservative lobbying group Center for Arizona Policy.
We know in Colorado, emergency room visits, hospitalizations, fatalities, they all have increased since recreational marijuana was legalized.
Kathy Herod points to a report released earlier this year by the Colorado Department of Criminal Justice. Studies that show the most troubling trend has been driving while high. Hospital visits are up and calls to poison control also up, mostly from children 8 years old and younger who have been exposed to edible pot products like brownies. But what the study also shows, the number of children using marijuana has not gone up as feared.
You would never offer your 10-year-old a beer, in my mind, right?
Dana Swan, who grew up in a conservative Arizona family, now works at Arizona Natural Selections, a group of dispensaries selling locally grown products.
I think people need to parent their children. So, I mean, if I'm being candid.
But youth use of marijuana has been a #1 concern for many Arizonans. That's why advocates tell ABC 15 the language you will see in the newly crafted initiative is very important. A glimpse into lessons learned. Steve White, CEO of Harvest Health and Recreation, tells us making sure pot is not marketed toward teenagers is just one of many concerns the initiative will address.
We want to ensure that it remains true that you cannot drive while impaired in Arizona. And we've decided that this initiative is going to be very friendly towards employers. So employers are going to get to dictate what their workplaces look like.
No support for wake and bake or showing up to work high, according to advocates. There will also be a ban on smoking pot in public spaces. So if you're lighting up a joint in a park, police can ask you to leave.
The group will need more than 237,000 signatures to get this issue on the ballot for the November 2020 election. Sonu Wasu, ABC 15, Arizona.
Those behind the initiative say legalizing marijuana for recreational use will also bring more jobs and revenue into the state. But how much money? Nobody was able to answer that question for us, saying no economic impact study has been done at this time.